another piano tutorial. Today we're going to do Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Going to show you how to play an easy and awesome sounding piano accompaniment if you want to play and sing a cover of this song. Grab the chords and lyrics chart down in the description so you can follow along with where the chords line up with the words you sing. And let's just jump in. Alright, so this song's in the key of B major. That means that we've got 5 sharps. The only white keys are B and E. We'll start with the chorus. This is the chord progression. I'll start with the left hand first. We're in 4/4 time, so each one of these measures gets 4 counts. And in the left hand, we're just going to play the notes that these chords are named after. So we'll start with a C sharp. I'm going to do it with my second finger, because then after that, we're going to step down to B. And then once we do that, your hand can kind of just stay in the same shape. G sharp, stepping down to F sharp, down to E, back up to B. Then we go back up to C sharp. Now I know it says G sharp minor / C sharp on the chord chart. The thing that comes after the slash is what the left hand bass note ought to be. And then finally, we just go down to an F sharp there. If it feels more comfortable for you to use your thumb on that and just hop your thumb, that'll work too. Whatever works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's how you should sort of be feeling it and counting it. Now in the right hand, we're gonna do 2 notes at a time, and for the most part, it's gonna be that bottom note that the left hand is playing again, and then another note on top of it. So for the C sharp minor, we're gonna do a C sharp and an E, stepping down to the B, and we're gonna do a B and a D sharp. Now that we've got the G sharp minor, that's gonna be G sharp and B. Then we've got the F sharp, it's gonna be F sharp and A sharp, stepping down to an E chord, that's gonna be E and G sharp. Then we go back to the B. This next one's a little bit weird. We're going to do the same thing in the right hand we just did for the G sharp minor. So G sharp and B, but the left hand does that C sharp. This is definitely the right notes from the recording. It's a little bit of a strange sounding chord. I like it, but there's something about it being on piano that makes it sound a little stranger than it sounds on the synthesizers on the recording. So I'm going to do that on the chorus. If it sounds weird to you, you can totally substitute it for a G sharp minor or a C sharp minor. It could be either one, whichever sounds best to you. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. All right, sounding good. I'm gonna add a little bit more rhythm to it. I'm gonna do half note chords in the right hand. So if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 for every chord, we're gonna hit on beat 1 and 3. So 2 counts per chord like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's going to sound really good for the chorus. And I actually might do one more layer of rhythm where I'm going to also hit the left hand bass note on beat 4. So in between the right hand hits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just kind of gives it a little bit more movement. I made a whole video about that playing pattern. So if you want some tips on how to just get that rhythm to feel really comfortable and automatic, check out this video. So let me play through the whole chorus. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. And then for most of the choruses, it just goes around and does that same thing again. Although the second chorus, it's just once. Just as I just did it. Also throughout this song, I'm smoothing it out by just holding down my sustain pedal the whole time with little quick lifts every time the chord changes so it doesn't get too muddy. I made a video teaching all about how to time the pedal list and get used to it so you don't have to think about it too much. So in terms of the chords, the verses are basically the same thing. On the recording, the verses kind of pull back. They get a little bit more chill and kind of tight sounding. So I'm going to stop doing that rhythm and just kind of pull back, hold it out like, usually I put something on TV so we never think about you and me. That way we save the most energetic rhythm for the choruses so they really stand out. Also, just in the verses, instead of doing that G sharp minor over C sharp, I'm just going to do a regular C sharp minor, like the same way that we start the progression. It just kind of cleans it out, makes it sound a little simpler for this part. Let's talk about the second verse, because it starts out just like the first verse. You do a full pass through the chord progression, and then you get halfway through the chord progression, and then we have this little section that's just a little bit different. Sounds like this. You sound so broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think... And then it slams into the chorus. So those are all chords we've already talked about and played down here. We just jump way up a couple of octaves, kind of pull back, get nice and quiet. We got the E, the F sharp, the G sharp, and then back to the F. Let's talk about the bridge, and again, for the most part, it's just chords we've already done. It starts with E, but the first part of the bridge, for the first time, we've got chords lasting 2 measures instead of 1 measure. And I'm going to hit the chord again for the second measure on each, so it'll be like, I just want to know what you're dreaming of when you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly unsaid. And then we're in kind of the second phase of the bridge. I'm going to go up an octave here, and I'm going to start doing the half note hits in the right hand again. So I'm going to do, sometimes all I think about is you, late nights in the middle of... There's a new chord. That is a D sharp major chord. So I'm going to do a D sharp here in the left hand, and then a G natural, just a regular white key G. It probably has like a weird natural sign on it because we're stepping outside of that key. G's are sharped in the key of B, and they have been all along, but we're breaking that rule for this kind of surprising sounding chord. We're doing that G and the A sharp here. Middle of June, he always been faking me out. He always been faking me out. That kind of rings out. You can kind of let it roll, and then on the recording there's that little drum. Boom. Sometimes all I think about is you. And we're in that last chorus. Okay, so you probably are wondering about that cool melody that happens at the beginning of the song and kind of throughout it, the... So let's talk about the intro. The first kind of 3 passes of it, it only does the chord progression up to the first F sharp before looping back around. So C sharp, B, G sharp, F, then back to C sharp, and I'm playing the left hand up kind of in this middle octave here. And then for each of those chords, there are 2 notes the right hand plays and a rhythm that it does with those notes. For the most part, they are the notes we've been doing for the chord, but for the C sharp, we're actually doing these 2 notes, B and E. And here's the pattern. B, E, B, E, B. So just kind of back and forth like that. First you hit the left-hand note and then the rhythm starts. And let's get technical about the rhythm for a sec. We got to think in 8th notes, so we're thinking and in between the counts, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So left hand hits on 1, 1, and then the right hand starts on and 2. Let me just play it and talk through it. I think it'll make sense. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you need to just take your time with that, you could pause the video and just kind of follow along with that chart. Do it as slow as you need. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once you get the hang of that, you can just apply it to all of them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So after you go through that 3 times, there's some background vocals doing the last night all I think about is you. I'm not going to sing that part. Too much to think about while doing the playing. Then the song kind of kicks in. We're going to take it down an octave and do the same thing. Couple of options though. They don't always do the back and forth. Da, 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 da. It always does on the first one, but on some of the other ones it goes ba da ba ba ba. So just instead of going back down to the bottom note, it just does the top note twice. Same rhythm. They change it up at different points. You can pick and choose whichever sounds best to you. And I'm going to add one more wrinkle. This is a little more advanced. If this is too tricky for you at this point, don't worry about it. You can totally skip it, but I'm going to add a little bit more rhythm in the left hand, playing kind of in between where the right hand hits. So I'll show you on the chart, and it's going to be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 then once this has happened, once we've kicked into this section, it goes all the way around the progression, going up to that. Cool, we are really almost there now. We just got to talk about the outro, which starts with just more of that. But then on the very last pass through the chord progression, it just strips back to this kind of cool rhythm. It's like 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 So that's a new chord. It's like an inversion on the B we were doing before. So we're stepping down to a D sharp here with a B up here. So from the E, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we got one more kind of new thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's an inversion on the C sharp minor. We just got E, E, C sharp here, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and on that F sharp. All right, cool. Thank you for sticking with me. I am going to now play the whole song in a complete cover so you can see how all those parts we've been talking about fit together. And I'm going to get a little fancy with those advanced rhythms and singing at the same time, but anytime that playing the rhythm and singing feels too tricky for you, you can just strip it back to its most basic parts, just pressing the chords and holding them. That's the important part, your voice coming through on top of what you're playing. If you enjoyed this, I am definitely going to be coming out with more tutorials like this, so you should subscribe, click the little bell so YouTube will let you know whenever I post a new video like this one. Give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what song you want to hear next. Okay, here's my version of Heat Waves. Road shimmer, wiggling in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in a mirror. Road shimmer, wiggling in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in a. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night has come, but sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. You can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now I gotta let you go. You'll be better off in someone new. I don't wanna be alone. You know it hurts me too. You look so broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been
what you're dreaming of when you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly unsad. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Heat waves been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Road shimmer, wiggling in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in a mirror. Road shimmer, wiggling in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in a mirror.